Can a single prize truly alter the destiny of a nation in crisis? This is the central question facing Venezuela today. On October 27, 2025, just over 2 weeks earlier, on October 10th, the world turned its attention to Venezuela. The Norwegian Nobel Committee announced its decision to award the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado. The committee recognized her for her relentless struggle for democracy and for promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. Her fight, they said, was for a peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy, a powerful international statement, a spotlight on a struggle often forgotten. When the news broke, Maria Corina Machado was not on a stage or at a press conference. She was in hiding, deep inside Venezuela, fearing for her life and liberty since August 2024. The Nobel Committee's words were strong and clear. She was one of the most extraordinary examples of civilian courage in Latin America. The prize elevated her to a global icon, forcing leaders, media, and ordinary citizens to confront the situation, a moment of validation for millions. It promised pressure on the Maduro regime and a flicker of hope. But symbols do not feed hungry families or free political prisoners. The shadow questions what will truly change. To understand the significance of this Nobel Prize, one must first understand the woman who received it. Maria Corina Machado, industrial engineer, mother, opposition leader for 2 decades, loved and criticized, unyielding and direct. From opposing Hugo Chavez to Nicolás Maduro, she became the opposition's 2024 candidate, won the primary, then was banned. Confrontations, threats, assaults, charges, and finally hiding. Her supporters see integrity and courage. It was complicated, you know. The decision by the Norwegian Nobel Committee was a deliberate and powerful political statement, not just about a person, but the cause she represents. The citation honored her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy, leaving no room for ambiguity. It framed Venezuela as a fight against a dictatorship, lending Nobel's moral authority to those demanding free and fair elections and human rights. The committee praised her commitment to nonviolent methods, endorsing civic mobilization, coalitions, and democratic processes even when undermined. The message: in the face of severe repression, peace and civilian courage offer the greatest promise. Years of collapse and humanitarian crisis have driven millions to flee. The award yanked Venezuela back to front pages and policy agendas. It served as a call to action. Do not look away from Venezuelan suffering. Timing mattered. After her candidacy was banned and repression intensified, morale was low. The Nobel injected energy and legitimacy. Visibility can act as a shield, offering some protection to activists on the ground, a declaration they are not alone. It elevated her and her cause, signaling support and hope. Well, so yeah. Immediately following the announcement, Machado's response sent shockwaves. From hiding, she dedicated the prize to the suffering people of Venezuela, and then to President Trump for his decisive support. The Trump administration's reaction was paradoxically critical, with Stephen Chung accusing the committee of putting politics over peace. Complicating matters, Marco Rubio had nominated Machado in 2024. Her dedication acknowledged maximum pressure policies she supports, a calculated move to thank a powerful ally, but aligning with a divisive figure alienated many in Europe and progressive circles in the US, tying the Nobel to partisan politics. It fractured potential for broad support, solidifying her base while giving critics ammunition to reframe the award. A prize meant to unite instead became another flashpoint in a polarized environment. Some celebrated a principled stand. Others saw confirmation of partisan alignment. The narrative had shifted, instantly, globally. The fallout would shape how the award could be leveraged, or limited, in the fight for change. For the Venezuelan diaspora, especially in Doral, Florida, the reaction was joy and pride. After years of feeling ignored, the world's most prestigious prize finally acknowledged their struggle. But euphoria met a harsh reality. Looming deportations as protections like temporary protected status and humanitarian parole ended. More than 700,000 had relied on these lifelines. Without them, futures grew uncertain. The paradox: celebrating a leader aligned with U.S. policies now threatening their stability and safety. Many support hardline pressure on Maduro while depending on compassionate policy at home. Her Nobel was symbolic victory, but it offered no immediate relief from deportation fears. The diaspora faced a balancing act: geopolitics versus daily survival, pride mixed with anxiety. Attention to Venezuela's crisis did not change their precarious status overnight. The celebration was real, shadowed by a deep sense of vulnerability. Celebration met strong criticism, pointing to her past and agenda. Critics cite her support for the 2002 coup that briefly overthrew Hugo Chavez, questioning her democratic credentials. They argue that backing an unconstitutional removal stains her record. Her vow to privatize the state oil industry alarms many who see oil as national patrimony funding social programs and subsidies. They fear foreign corporations, and a local elite could profit while inequality deepens and the poorest suffer. Some scholars argue she aligns with the most militarist face of U.S. power, casting her as an instrument of foreign interests. They link hardline sanctions she supports to worsening hardships without dislodging the regime. A betting market surge from 3.75% to 72.8% on announcement day triggered an investigation into a potential leak. Institute director Christian Berg Harpviken warned of a possible criminal actor exploiting insider information. Though not about Machado herself, the betting scandal tainted the moment and fueled doubts. The prize confers visibility and a kind of political armor. But Maduro still controls the military, judiciary, electoral system, and security forces. Structures of repression remain. The award does not free prisoners or guarantee fair elections. It could even provoke backlash. The regime may use the prize to justify harsher measures under a foreign interference narrative. Impact hinges on international actions. Unity versus division. Increased aid and pressure versus partisan recoil. It creates opportunities for diplomacy, with no guarantee of success amid complex politics. Ultimately, Venezuela's future will be decided by Venezuelans. The prize is a symbol, a source of moral support, and a political tool, but not a solution. It is a window of opportunity. Will it galvanize a peaceful democratic path, or become another chapter in a long struggle? The world is watching. But the next move belongs to Venezuela.